Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Real Confessions podcast. I am your host, Aidaozuna. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about why slow and steady wins the race. I feel like often we feel rushed. We feel like we got to do things, that. But just relax, take a chill pill, take your time, perfect your crafts. And I hope this episode is able to motivate and inspire you. So as always, grab your tea, grab your snacks, and let's get into the episode. You're real boy. Put your hands in the air if you're a real one. What? Hey, you got this. You're doing amazing. What? Stop playing with them. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Real Confessions podcast. If you're new to the podcast, just know we always got like a little song. I'm just extra. We're always like jamming in the beginning because I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I am your host, Aidaozuna. I almost forgot what the hell I was saying. But I'm super excited for this podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how slow and steady wins the race. So, a little fun fact, this episode was actually inspired by the infamous story, the story that we were always told when we were young. We would read the story, we would see the movies, the cartoons, all that. Slow and steady wins the race. So, tortoise and the hare. This is something that I'm sure everybody is familiar with, the story, the tortoise and the hare. Just a little, I'm not good with paraphrasing, but just a little to summarize the story. Basically, there was a tortoise. The tortoise is like a turtle, and there was a hare, which is kind of like a bunny. And they were racing. And the tortoise, was just taking his time, chilling, trusting the process. The hare was rushing. He was like, I'm faster than you, blah, 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 blah. I'm ahead. He was competing. The tortoise was not even paying the hare no mind. He's like, you know what? I'm not even worried about you. I'm not. So the hare, sat back. He went to sleep. He's like, let me just take a nap real quick. Let me just take a nap. And yeah, I'm going to win this race. So I'm going to take a nap to just rest. So the tortoise kept going. The tortoise is like, this guy dumb. So the tortoise kept walking and walking. Well, he was walking because you can't run as a tortoise anyway. But yeah, just kept going and going, put one foot in front of the other, kept going, kept pushing, kept grinding until finally the tortoise hit the finish line. But before he hit the finish line, the hare saw it and he tried to speed up. He's like, oh my God! Ah! And he ran. He tried to beat the tortoise to the finish line, and boom! The tortoise passed the finish line. So more of the story is that slow and steady wins the race. If you rush anything, you rush whatever it is that you got going on, the other person is just going to be ahead of you. The underdog is going to basically get ahead, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to take your time when it comes to whatever it is that you got going on. May that be a business. You need to take your time to launch your business. You need to have your business plan. You need to be able to have how do you want to brand yourself? What is your brand message? What is the purpose of you having a brand? With the YouTube channel, you don't want to just create a YouTube channel. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to get subscribers. Oh my God. I'm going to beat her. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No, you have to sit down and plan out your content, plan out your videos. What is the content that you want to produce? Who is your target audience? What are people that you want to, who are people that would want to watch your content? Same with Instagram. Oh, I'm going to get all these Instagram followers. I'm going to just post. But you're posting pictures that people don't even care about. So it's you need to plan out your content. You need to post things that are of value to people, that are going to help, people. Like the same thing with having a baby. A lot of people rush that. It was an accident for me, but a lot of people rush it. Like, oh, I'm going to have a baby. Yeah, we excited. Woo! The babies are a blessing. But if you rush into it, you're going to be mad. You're going to be mad because it's not easy. So everything takes time. I say this all to say that everything takes time. Trust the process and everything. You need to plan everything. And that's the thing. Some things go unplanned. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to trust your process and perfect your craft. So yeah, that's my little spiel and my little my little take on the tortoise and the hare. So yeah, slow and steady wins the race. So I feel like with social media and like maybe like you're comparing yourself to other people, we often feel rushed. We often feel anxious. We often feel like we're not doing good enough. We're often criticizing ourselves and not celebrating our accomplishments. I kind of talked about this in my trusting and embracing your process, and embracing your journey. So if you haven't checked out that episode, go ahead and watch it. Go ahead and listen to it. But you need to be able to trust your process and embrace your journey. And with that is you have to just take your time, you got to make love to the process. Don't just pop, 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 pop and just go. No, make love to the process, make sure you put in your love and that passion into what it is that you're doing, because it will pay off. It will pay off. Best believe it will. Everything that's rushed, everything that comes too fast isn't good. Sometimes it is, but for the most part, it's not good. Everything that comes too fast. And I definitely learned that, and I'm definitely learning to trust the process and just take it day by day, putting one foot in front of the other and taking it day by day, because things are not going to happen overnight. So that's definitely important. Just take your time. So I kind of want to talk about things and reasons why we feel rushed. Reasons why we often feel rushed in life, and we feel like we're not doing good enough, and we feel like what are we doing? Like, oh my God, am I doing this right? Like, is this something I even want to do? These are all thoughts that all of us get, So I want to talk about the reasons why we feel like we're not doing good enough, the reasons why we feel rushed, the reasons why we feel left behind. Maybe you're young and you're like, you see other people and you're like, we're going to talk about that. So number one, I feel like the number one reason why we feel behind and we feel like we need to rush is because of social media. I said it, social media. I feel like maybe you follow people, and I'm speaking from experience too. Like, this is one of the reasons why I feel rushed, Well, used to, because now I'm trusting the process. It's not even, I don't care about what she got going on. Congratulate, but don't ever feel like you're competing. That's not it. So that's what the hare did. He was competing. He was like, you're too slow, and running. And he closed his eyes and boom, the tortoise won the race. And that's the same thing when it comes to social media. You feel like you're competing, you're doing all of these things. You're oh yeah, I'm one step ahead. Oh, I got more followers than her. Oh, this, oh that, oh that, oh that. Boom, the underdog, the people that people sleep on the most, the people that people don't believe in at first, end up coming on top. Because guess what? They're taking their time. They making love to the process. They put in their love and the passion to the process and to their craft and to whatever it is they got going on. So it's the same thing with social media. You have to be able to follow people that inspire you. There's people sometimes that are the same age as me, and I see they got all these cars and houses and they got all these things, and they're my age. I'm currently 20 right now when I'm recording this, but by the time you guys hear this, I'll be 21. So October 12 is in a few days, but I'm currently 20 right now. There's 20-year-olds that still live at home with their parents. There's 20-year-olds that moved out at the age of 16 and they got cribs and condos and they own property. There's 20-year-olds that are married. There's 20-year-olds that got no kids. 20-year-olds that have a whole bunch of kids. 20-year-olds that travel the world. 20-year-olds that everybody, there's people the same age that are doing so many different things. So why am I competing with them? Why am I competing with somebody that I don't even know their backstory, what they had to do, what they're going through, what struggles are they facing, what criticism and what hate and what, they're probably not even feeling good in their heart. And maybe they are. Maybe they're doing amazing. Maybe they're super happy. But that's none of my business. And that's something that I can't drive myself crazy thinking about it, keep thinking about it. So I feel like social media is definitely a reason why we feel rushed. We see something and we try to one up them. We try to, I want to do it too. Them loud ass trucks. So I feel like we see somebody do something and we try to do it too, or we try to do it better. Oh my God. But at the end of the day, you're just holding yourself back, because they're not worried about you. They're not worried about you. And I'm sorry to say, they don't care. So we often feel rushed with social media, but social media, use it to your advantage. Use people like that, people that are doing better than you, or people that are succeeding faster than you, or growing faster than you, use it as inspiration, use it as motivation that you can do it too. But always keep it in the back of your head that your journey is for you. What you got going on is what you got going on. Your vision is different. You know, nobody can touch you. Nobody can be you. And that's important. So I feel like that's definitely the main reason why we often feel rushed in this life, in our business, and what we're doing in our craft. We often feel like we're not doing good enough because we're comparing ourselves on social media. Number 2, I would have to say, is just we feel like we're rushing because our family. I feel like this is definitely important. I don't know about y'all, but my family, first of all, they're from Dominican Republic, so their culture is a little bit different than here in the United States, but they're very opinionated. They always got something to say about anything that you do. May it be good, may it be bad. And I mean, everybody does it, but I don't know. My family is just like, Dominicans. They're literally so opinionated. So I feel like maybe your family is the reason why you feel rushed. Maybe they're telling you, oh, you should be doing this and this and this and this and this. Like, you know, in the beginning, I remember I literally enrolled in college. I don't know if you guys know this, but I did enroll in college. As soon as I graduated high school at the age of 17, I did enroll into a community college. And I was going to school for criminal justice. At the time, that is something I'm definitely interested in. I do love the law, things like that, but obviously, if I was passionate about it, I wouldn't quit. So it's not something I really wanted to do. But I did it because I felt like my mom, that is what would make her proud. And I feel like a lot of the times we often fall into this trap and we do things to please others. But what you need to remember is that you have to do things to please you. You have to do things that are your passion. You have to do things that make you happy. So I feel like definitely we feel rushed, and this may not be for everyone. I'm speaking from experience. I always speak from experience and things that I've been through and things that I've done or things that I've seen and witnessed. But I definitely feel like one of the reasons why I would rush myself is because of my family and what they think and blah, 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 blah. But as soon as I had Josiah, I realized that my life is no longer going to be the same. So I need to learn how to not try to please everybody else and just worry about myself. So I feel like the opinions of others, and this could go for friends too. This can go for friends. This could just go for everybody. I'm speaking on family because in my experience, that's what it was. But this could be a friend. This could be a coworker. This could be associates, whatever. You know, the opinions of others is what's making you feel rushed. You know, people always got opinions. Like, this is a quote that everybody says. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one, okay? Everybody got one. You can't change the fact that somebody's going to have an opinion, no matter if you have something good to say, bad to say, if you're doing something amazing, if you're feeding the homeless, if you're going on retreats and helping other people and putting your all and giving back to the community. Somebody is going to have something to say. And if you're doing something so bad, you're robbing people, you're kicking kids, like, that's horrible. But you're doing all these things, somebody's going to have something to say. So if it's good and if it's bad, guess what? They're going to have an opinion. They're going to have an opinion. And that's something that I came to realize, is that I can't let the opinion of other people, what they want. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people have opinions, and a lot of people want you to do things, but they're not doing it themselves. So it's like, is your opinion even relevant? Like, does it even really matter? Because you want me to do something, but you're not doing it. So why? Like, why? So that's something that I feel like definitely has held me back, is wanting me to please other people and wanting to seek validation or whatever. But opinions of others doesn't matter. That's not helping you in any way. That's not benefiting you. That's not feeding you or putting food on your table. That's not putting money in your pockets. That's not helping you mentally grow or emotionally, physically. That's not helping you grow. So I feel like the opinions of others is definitely a reason why we often feel rushed and we often feel like we're not where we're supposed to be. But this is something that you have to understand, is to trust the process. And I always talk about this. Trusting your process is definitely important. So number 2 would have to be the opinions of others. Number 3, why we often feel rushed is because we're so hard on ourselves. So ourselves, this loud ass car. Yeah, I'm so sorry. But yeah, number 3 is that we're hard on ourselves. You know, we are often our worst critics. We're put ourselves down so much, and we're hard on ourselves. Like, oh my God, no, I could do this. I know I'm like a perfectionist. I want things to be set in stone. Like, this is how I want it. If I don't have it like this, I'm gonna throw a fit. But something I came to realize is that things are not going to be perfect, and things is not going to happen. They're not going to happen overnight. So something that I came to realize is that you have to be able to be kind to yourself and show yourself love and be able to embrace the process in your journey. And that's why we often feel rushed, is because we're rushing ourselves. I referenced this in my other episode. I said, I saw a quote on Instagram and it said, you're not, what is it? I forgot. It said, it said like, you're not in a rush. No, God is not in a rush. You are. So that's why you're stressed. That's why you're anxious. That's why you feel rushed. And that's a quote that I always think about, because when I'm feeling anxious, when I'm feeling rushed, I'm like, wait, I'm putting myself through this. I'm rushing. I'm like making myself anxious. I'm giving myself even more anxiety because I don't need to be feeling this way. Trusting your process and putting your, like I said, making love to the process, trusting where you are is important. So I feel like oftentimes we're so hard on ourselves and we're like, no, we got to do this and this and this and that. But slow and steady wins the race. It's better to do something, take your time doing something, and for the outcome to be good, rather than you just putting something out, something trash, something that is not even too good, putting it out and for it not to work out, for it not to reap the benefits. You have to be able to take your time. Slow and steady wins the race. It's okay if people don't believe in you. It's okay if people don't laugh at you. Or it's okay if people have opinions. It's okay if you're hard on yourself. You're always growing and evolving. It's okay if social media is rushing you. It's okay if Susan over there got the goal faster than you. Guess what? You have to clap, keep it pushing. Clap, take time. Clap and take your time and just be slow. Slow growth is the best growth. Like, I feel like, and also it's kind of subjective because, slow may be fast to some people and fast may be slow to some people. So it's all on your process and your journey. I always say that all of our journeys are different. We're all on different paths and to have different visions. So slow to me may be fast to you. Fast to you may be slow to me, and vice versa. So it's all on your journey, and yourself, your journey, how fast you're going, how slow you're going. You can't compare my growth to your growth because we have different backgrounds. We work differently. Our work ethic is different. Our discipline is different. Who we are, we're different people. The value we provide might be different. Type of content is different. So you can't measure your success and your growth to somebody else's success and growth, if that makes sense. So learn to be kind with yourself. Learn to take your time. Learn that it doesn't matter if it takes a year, as long as you're happy, as long as you're satisfied, as long as you were able to put your all into what you're doing. That's what matters. It doesn't matter who does it first, who does it last, who did it better, who did it. As long as you're progressing and you're happy and you're content with your work and with what you have going on, that's what's important. So slow and steady wins the race. Do not be the hare and do not be sleep on your potential. Do what you got to do, but don't be the hare. Don't feel like you have to be ahead. It's not always about being ahead. And I saw another quote, and it was like, it's not about who do it first or who's doing better. It's about who lasts the longest. So think longevity. Think the future. Think in perpetuity. I don't know if I said it right. I'll be trying to use new words I learned in books. But think ahead. Think long term. And I feel like it's definitely important. And yeah, you're doing amazing. You're doing great. I'm doing amazing. I'm doing great. And yeah, always continue to learn, to grow, to evolve. And if you're not growing, and if you're not learning, you're not growing. So make sure you're always learning something new. Make sure you're investing time into yourself. Make sure you're just taking your time with whatever it is that you're doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. This was a little shorter, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I was able to motivate and inspire you. Remember, be kind to yourself, love yourself, show yourself compassion, show yourself patience, and know that you're doing amazing, know that you're doing great, and it's enough room for everybody to eat. So as always, make sure to go ahead and follow the Real Confessions podcast on Instagram. You can expect updates, motivation, affirmations, reminders. I'm still planning out the content for my Instagram, but yeah, make sure to go ahead and follow us on there. And you can go ahead and follow me on my personal page at aidaozuna. Also, that's the same name for my YouTube channel if you're interested in my YouTube channel. So yeah, I'm super excited. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all real ones, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next episode. Aida out.